Good morning. 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 Today is Friday. And I'm in bed. Might as well get up. I'm gonna wait a few minutes to see what it's gonna be like. Am I gonna get one person? Am I gonna get two people? Just wanna see what it's gonna be like. Oh, today is January 17th. Oh my God. Damn, we almost halfway through this month already. From one adult to another adult. Today is Friday. Oh, good morning, Mildred. How are you? The new baby with the new baby and everything, the new grandchild and everything. Oh, how you doing this morning? Well, you seen what my title was. Good morning, Mildred. Hi, Mildred number two, Mildred Morris, and Times of Trouble. Let me tell y'all something. This morning I am doing my Bible reading a year through the Bible. And sometimes instead of writing, I like to talk it out and I feel better. And as parents, I want to talk to the parents. Hey y'all, I'm up and I'm a little sleepy. Um as parents. And some people think when the children are teenagers and when the children are when they get 18, 21, 25, 30, 40, you people think you start raising your children when they are what they tell you, I'm grown. Well, I'm grown. I say what I want to say. I do what I want to do. Okay. And you let them go and do what they want to do, and they go and say what they want to say in their own place. You can't say what you want to say in my house. You can't do what you want to do in my house where I'm paying the mortgage, where I'm paying the light bill, where I'm buying the grocery, where I'm doing all of this. You can't do that in my house. So when they say they grown and they get out and they go get their own place, you think your job as a parent is over. It's done. You don't clean your hands. Nobody's in the house but you, or maybe you and your partner, you and your husband, you and your significant other. That you guys, we did it. We raised our children and they're gone. And now I'm free. Like Martin Luther King said, I'm free at last. Thank God Almighty, I am free at last. Push that stop button. Let's pause for a moment. You may get a year to breathe. You may even get 2 years to breathe. But as a parent, you never, ever stop raising your children. It is your duty, it is your job to continue to raise your adult children. You have to tell them right from wrong. You have to show them the errors of their ways. You still have to guide them. You have to direct them. You have to teach them. You got to teach your adult children who says, I am grown. You know, um, on the job ain't done. Oh, the job ain't done. When they little, they on your lap. When they grown, they on your heart. Being a mom and a parent is ongoing. It's a forever job. It is forever. Being a parent and especially being a mom, even in the grave, you still raising your children because and you directing your children and guiding your children and keeping them focused, you know, um, even from the grave, because it'll always come back in their memory. Well, mama said this and mama said that. And the only thing is they can't come to mama. But all that stuff, everything that you have ever in your life poured into your child, they remember at some point in their life, they remember. And I say this, I said all of that to say this. With my kids, it's like one could be going through something, and I'm there. I'm gonna be there for my kids. I don't care how mad I be, and they know she gonna say what she gonna say, and I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna take it, and and then I'm gonna go on about my business to the next crisis. To the next crisis. So I always wanted my children to know, you can come to me and we can talk about anything. Don't never, I don't get in my children business unless they bring their business to me. When they bring their business to me, don't ask me my opinion, because I'm gonna give you my opinion, whether it's favorable to you or whether it's unfavorable to you. I'm going to tell you what I feel and what I think, because that's what you asked me. And sometimes I know when my kids just want to talk, and I'm just there to listen and just nod and ask a question every now and then. But see, because as parents, we know some things about our children. We don't know all things about our children. And anybody say, I know everything about my child, I ain't gonna tell that lie, because see, my daughter's still telling me some stuff that she done did, that if I had a known then, she know her neck would have been broke. So it was best she kept some things to herself. And I know there's some things that my sons have did that they haven't told me about. And I thank God that they haven't, because the same thing probably would have happened to them as well. So our children, they're just like we are, because we wear so many different faces. We got a face for our family. We got a face for when we go to work. We got a face when we go to church. We got a face when we just hanging with the girls. So we ain't two-faced. We many faces. We wear many different faces and hats too. So the other day I was listening. I was strolling on YouTube, and I love to hear women uplift other women, because as women and as mothers, we need a support group that we can go to and vent about things, or we need a bestie that we could sit and have a glass of wine with, and just say, I'm so sick of these children, I'm sick of the man, I'm sick of the children, and I just need to go somewhere, just go out of town. 48 hours is all I need. A good weekend by myself in a nice hotel room by myself, to just rejuvenate, to find me, because I'm a mother, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm a referee, I'm a psychiatrist, I'm a psychologist, I'm a therapist, you know, I'm a peacemaker, I'm a preacher, I'm a teacher. As a mom, we wear so many different hats. And it's our duty to keep our children head on straight, because these are the people that say, I'm grown. I'm grown. And they love to tell you, when you telling them, well, mama, I'm grown. I'm grown. Okay, you grown. But soon as you stump your toe, let me call my mama. Mama. They always calling you, but they grown. And I'm telling you, this morning, my daughter called. And usually she'll call me on the way to work, and we'll talk while she driving. Usually the conversation be about her daughter, just what's going on with my granddaughter, and what's going on in life in general. We talk about politics. We talk about the upcoming inauguration, and it's Martin Luther King birthday that day, and what we're gonna do, how we're gonna celebrate. We talk about other things, and she is that type of person that when she's in a relationship with someone, she's in that relationship. She's focused on that relationship. It's like, okay, I'm not accepting any more applications. I've got the job is filled right now. And then now find out that the dude ain't what the dude said he was, and things didn't happen the way he said that they happened, and you finding out these kind of things, and now you got, I don't understand this with women. I never understood this with women. Why the other woman always want to pick at the woman that, decided, you know what, this ain't for me. I know it's something better for me out there. But the side piece always want to pick with the person that he's with. So this morning I had to, because my daughter is in a mood, and the mood that she's in could be very detrimental, not only to the person, but to her as well. And see, this is one of those times when you have to stop being a mom and be a mama. You have to be that black, because my daughter always telling me, you nobody can't tell me nothing because you really one of them black mamas, mama. You really a black mom. And what a black mom is somebody that's going to keep it straight, going to tell you straight what it is, ain't going to sugarcoat nothing with you, don't care about hurting your feelings. Because if I got to hurt your feelings to make you see what I see, to see the bigger picture, just not looking at the right now, but looking at what happens after the right now. Because, for every action, there is a reaction. And with that reaction, there are consequences. And then I don't know what the consequence could end up being: jail, of picking out an outfit for you, telling everybody we gonna be at this church at this certain time. So as a parent, your job is never ever done. There is no retirement plan being a mom. There is no retirement plan being a mom. And this is the only job that you will never, ever, ever get finished. You would, the only way you'll finish with this job is, like I said, when you gone, when you know, when they can't call you, when they can't come and see you, when they just, my daughter call me and we'll talk. When she get off from work, she'll call me at 4:30 or either 5 after 5. She'll call me and we'll have a good, straight conversation for the first 20 minutes. We'll have a straight conversation, no ending, no stopping, no breathing or nothing. After 20 minutes, all we do be just sitting there holding the phone, and I'll say, well, and everybody know when I say, well, that's my signal. That's my signal. I'm getting off the phone now. I ain't got nothing else to say. I'm off the phone. And we'll sit there and she'll just, and I say, well, you almost home? And she go, well, I'm just at wherever my, and I said, okay. Then we'll go and say that little bit and say a little bit more. And then it's right back to silence. And then I'm going, well, since we ain't got nothing to talk about, might as well hang up. Well, if you want to hang up, mama, just go ahead on and hang up. Okay. Well, I'll talk to you later then. Love you. Love you more. Talk with you later. And that's that. Sometimes my daughter just want me to be on the phone to breathe. I guess to hear my breath or something. I don't know, to hear me breathe or something. But the conversation we had this morning, and it's not frightening to it, it would have been frightening to me a while back, but it's not now, because I know the first thing my daughter gonna think about ain't her daughter, ain't her child. The first thing she gonna think about is, I ain't finna lose my license. I went to school and I stayed up too many nights. I sacrificed too much to lose my license over the way that I feel about a situation. And that's what I was reiterating to my daughter this morning. Regardless about how you feeling about this situation, about what you want to do, what you feel like doing, because I done already said your feelings will betray you. Your feelings will let you down. Your feelings will get you into some of the deepest trouble that you have ever been in. and you can't even dig your way out of them. You just gonna have to suffer the consequences. So I'm talking to my daughter this morning. And when I talk to people, I don't make no excuses. I do not apologize. I don't say I'm sorry. I don't say, forgive me for talking about God. Forgive me for throwing a scripture or two in there every now and then. I'm not apologizing for that. I'm not asking you to forgive me for that. Because if you don't want to hear about God and you don't want to know what scripture, what God thus says the Lord, ain't the person for you to talk to. Because, see, I don't be in mess. I run from mess. I don't like confrontation. I don't run from confrontation. I'm going to stand my ground. And I'm going to always feel what I feel. I'm never going to deny what I feel. I'm going to cry. Oh, hell yeah. I'm going to be angry. I'm going to be mad as hell sometimes where I could spit fire. I'm going to do that. I'm going to be like that. However, like I said, I don't give a situation but 72 hours. After 72 hours, baby, you got to leave here. You got to leave her. You got to go. And I'm not going to constantly be dwelling on it. I'm not going to replay it over and over and over and over in my head, because replaying it over and over in your head, you're getting mad about it all over again. You're getting agitated about it all over again. You're getting frustrated all over again. And then your anxiety. When my anxiety flares up, I don't get rashes or anything like that. I get nervous. And then I get scared because I don't know what I'm capable of doing in my when I'm agitated. And sometimes my anxiety be at a level that I can't even focus. My sight is short. I don't see anything but what's in front of me. And that's why I try to keep myself try to be balanced. I try to keep myself balanced. That's why I always like a vibe when I come home, when I come in my apartment, when I open that door and I smell that sweet smell, that fragrance of peace, that sweet smell of joy. And when I leave everything, when I walk out this apartment, I ask God for traveling grace. I ask God to bless my goings and everything in between and my coming. I pray the same prayer going, and I pray the same prayer coming back. And when I put the key in that door and open that door, and all I can smell is freshness and cleanness and a vibe of peace and restoration, and I leave before I get in this building, when I get out of my car, walking into this building, whatever issue, troubles I got out there in that world, I leave them right outside in that world. I don't bring them into this peacefulness that I call home. I don't bring that here. So when one of my children, it's like I'm getting my son and my son is in a he's in a place now that I can see him being peaceful. I can see him being happy now. I can see that. My son had been going. I had told a couple of people about it, and I cried about it. I prayed about it. I'm still praying about it. But one thing for sure, one thing about it, and two things for sure about my kids. My kids, all when my children was growing up, they used to watch me a lot. And when I was going through something, all I needed to do, go get my hair done, get my nail. I had it a me day. Ever since my children was small, even when I was out there in them streets, when I was smoking my crack, shooting my dope, stealing niggas' money, taking people money, you know. Even when I was out doing that, I had to have a me day. Being out in the street trying to strategize how to take something from somebody, strategizing how I'm gonna use somebody, that takes work. And that works on your mental. So I had to have me a me day. I still have me days, and I am not on nobody's job. I ain't on nobody's job. But I have a day where I ain't listening to nothing. I don't want to hear nothing. And if I don't want to get up out my bed, I ain't getting out my bed. I'm going to make me, as Mildred and Anthony said, I'm going to make me one of them gourmet breakfasts that I always be making. I'm gonna do that. And if I got some money, I'm gonna go in Target. I don't care if I don't buy nothing but some clean club towels to wash my face. I don't care. I don't care. I'm gonna take care of my mental. And I have been trying to teach my children that. And I have been talking to my children about that. I've been trying to show them that. And so yesterday, when I picked my son up from work, he said, well, Ma, I'm going to get the boys' haircut and I'm going to get me a haircut. And I tell my son, I said, whenever you cut your hair and get your beard trimmed and start, and you know what, I'm going to make an appointment for me and my son to go get mani pedis and show him how to take care of himself, not only his physical, but his mental as well. And I said, and I told my daughter this the other day. I say, soon as I get one of y'all straight, then another one wanna. Then y'all just act like, okay, he going through it, so I'm finna go through it too. Give me a break. I need a break. You know, being a psychologist, being a psychiatrist, being a therapist, being a mentalist, you know, being your prayer buddy, being your prayer warrior, being your mom, being your confidant, being your teacher, being your preacher, all of that, being your minister, ministering to your soul, keep pouring out to your children. And the more we pour out to our children, that's when we got to replenish ourselves. Who's filling you up? Who's filling you up with hope? Who's filling you up with peace? Who's filling you? Who's filling you up? Who's there for you when you need somebody to be there for you? When the struggles get too heavy, when the issues get too heavy, who's there to lighten that load? Who's there to take those burdens off of you? Who do you go to vent? Who do you go to cry? Who do you go to when life is lifing the hell out of you, but you got to be there for everybody else? Who gonna be there for you? So that's why I have learned and I am learning. And the more and I have been so complacent lately, I even say I have been lazy. I listen to the Bible because I say I'm doing this challenge where you go through the Bible in 1 year. So I'm listening. And some mornings I'll pull out the Bible and I just follow along in the Bible. I'm telling y'all, I got one, two, I got a daily bread, our daily bread. I got words of hope. I got 40 days with Jesus, celebrating his presence. I got a book by Charles Stanley, In Touch Devotion. I got a book by The Heart of the Father. So I got one, two, three, four Bibles with four different interpretations. I got a Bible app on my phone. I got books on my desk. Life Overflowing. T.D. Jakes. Before You Do by T.D. Jakes. Crushing T.D. Jakes. The Confident Woman. Joyce Myers. Refresh Your Hope. I got all Discerning the Voice of God. Priscilla Shears. I got the book of James. I got the book of Ephesians. I got the book First Corinthians. I got all kind of books. I got all kind of books to keep and reading them. I got a book that was published by one of the young ladies in my church, God Promises. And I have to keep myself filled because I'm constantly pouring not only into my children, I'm pouring into some a friend from church will call and say, "Well, what you think about this?" Well, I feel some type of way about this. What do you think? Am I feeling it? What? Tell me, what is it that I supposed to feel? Tell me what it is that I supposed to think. And sometimes I feel like I'm not only a therapist, a mentalist, or psychiatrist, and all of that to my children. Sometimes I feel like that with other people, children as well, because I do have a lot of young people that call me, that'll talk to me. And if I just say, "Hey, how you doing today?" Oh, Miss Marita, let me tell you. Then I got to hear about what they're going through. And so I have to keep myself at a um even keel where I don't say, "Well, I ain't in the mood for this today." So as a mother, as a parent, as a woman of God, oh my God, heavy is the crown that a mom wears. And our crown always have to be straight. It can't be leaning. And we always got to have an answer. It's like we always got to have an answer, because not only our children, our grandchildren are looking to us for guidance. They're looking to us for guidance. So I just want the mamas out there, for the ones who listening, and the ones who may listen, be good to yourself. Be good to yourself and learn how to let your nay be nay, because that's what the words say. Let your nay be nay and your yay be yay. It's no, period. I don't have a problem with saying no. I don't have a problem with saying no to nobody. No. No, period. It's no period. It's not no question mark. It's not no dot, dot, dot. It's no exclamation point. It's just no period. And I love my children to life. I love them to life. I really do. But when they come to that crossroad, and I was telling my daughter this morning, I said, "Honey, when you come to a crossroad," and I say, let me put it this way, you come to a four-way stop, and it's a stop sign on each one. You either go straight, you're going to keep on doing what you're doing, and you're going to keep on getting the results that you're getting. You're going to keep on feeling what you're feeling if you continue straight on doing what you're doing. You can either turn left or you could turn right. And left is going to take you all out of where you need to go. And right is going to take you right to where it is that you need to be. I can't make that decision for you, but I want you to think about this. I can't take care of your child the way you're taking care of your child. I cannot give your child the love that you're giving your child. And I told my daughter, I said, between me and Lady J, godparents, we can't love her enough to give her the love that you can give her, that you're giving her. And when we're talking about material things, it takes for a husband and a wife to give their child something. But you doing all this on your own. I can't send your daughter to New York City. I can't pay for a grad night, $200 for a grad night ticket, $1,500 to go to New York City on a class trip for a week. $500 to go to Disney World, Universal Studios. I can't do that. And I'm letting you know I can't do it. So feel what you feel and get the hell over it. And then you got to remember who you are. You got to remember who you are. You my child, you a child of God, and anybody who ever mess with a child of God, and the Bible tells you you would rather have a noose tied around your neck and you jump off a bridge yourself, because the wrath that God is going to come down on you because of me. I wouldn't even want to do nothing to nobody I wouldn't want to do nothing to nobody period. Because I said and I proclaim and I am, you know, I claim it, I wear it. I am a child of God. I am a woman of God. I am not perfect yet. I'm not perfect yet on this side of the Jordan. But I know when I cross that river, that they keep singing about, and that river that our ancestors was talking about, when I cross that river, I am going to be perfect. However, this is the dressing up room right here on earth. This is the dressing up room. So I feel like however I treat a person, and God said, when you know better, you do better, and you know better. I'm going to get that chastisement. And if you ain't never been chastised by God, let me be the first one to tell you that's something that you don't want. That's a chastisement that you don't want. See, cause mama can't get it off you, daddy can't get it off you, grandma them can't get it off you, and the women in the prayer group can't get it off you. When God get ready to chastise you, he gonna do it the way he want to do it, and he gonna do it however long he wants to do it. So, I try to keep my mouth off people. I have a opinion about things, but I'm going to give my opinion, and that's just what it's going to be. And after that, I ain't trying to dig and find nothing about nobody, because I in the real world, I don't care too much about you to even care to look up no documents or try to find out no tea on you. I really don't. I really don't care enough about what's going on in your world, because I got too much going on in mine. Be trying to figure out, what's going on and try to be a stumbling block in yours. That's not how I roll. That's just not how I roll. And one day, Mildred, I keep saying, there's the Essence Festival that's coming up, and then there's Mardi Gras. I always said I wanted to go to Mardi Gras, and I always said I wanted to go to Essence. So one day, before I leave this earth, while I'm still able to walk, and why I still look good, and why I am reasonable why I am in reasonable good health, I am going to be at both of those, the Essence Festival, and I'm going to be throwing bees off of somebody's balcony in New Orleans. So that's my prayer too. Oh, Super Bowl, I would never try that. I would never, ever, ever try the Super Bowl. Too much be going on at the Super Bowl. However, you know, so this morning, I just, it was just, when I hear, I hate, as a parent, we hate to, we hate for our kids to go through anything. And just like Mildred said, when they are little, they are in our laps. And what keeps coming back to mind with me is, I heard my mom and my aunt talking years and years ago. And my mom said when Maritha was growing up, she was no problem. She really wasn't a problem. It's just when she became a woman, that when she became an adult, that's when all my problems started. And I tell you, when I was in middle school, when I was in high school, um, my parents wasn't strict on me. I got a lot of things. I did a lot of things. Out of my whole senior class, only two blacks went on our senior trip, and that was me and another black girl, me and Carolyn Howard. She passed away. God may she be resting in peace. Me and Carolyn we went to the Bahamas together on our class trip. And I just did everything. I didn't want no baby in high school. I had the same boyfriend in the 12th grade. I didn't have a boyfriend because I wanted to do what I wanted to do. But I had the freedom. I did the football, the basketball games. I did the Friday nights at the rec, where they had dances, on Friday nights, and on Saturday night at the rec. I hung out at the Tasty Freeze where everybody gathered on Friday and Saturday night. I did that. I even went into clubs and stuff like that. So I had a pretty good upbringing. So I tried to get that to my kids as well. And my mom was real open with me. So I had to be I had no other choice but to be open with my kids. Good morning. I haven't seen you in a while. Good, good, good. I'm so glad you're here. I'm married in a family. My husband is deceased. Evelyn, you knew? No, Evelyn has been here with me a few times. She has been here with me a few times. I am not that consistent. So because I'm not here every morning, I know my channel is not going to grow because I'm not here every morning. However, January just started off, y'all, with so much stuff going on. Frenchie, hi. It just started off like with so much stuff going on, and I felt like, okay, Lord, I prayed. And I said, I want to be a better parent. I want to be a better friend. I want to be a better grandparent. I just want to be a better person than I was in 2024. All the hangups that I had, all the things that I was going through. I don't want to go through, I don't want to feel those feelings. I want to be what I proclaim to be. I want to lean when I ain't got nobody else to lean on. I want to have that. I want to be so close to God when a mosquito bite me and he tastes the blood of Jesus that's running through my veins. He starts shouting, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. I've been bitten, I've been sucked in by the blood of the Lord. So that's, I pray for stuff like that. And I tell you, when you pray, I'm gonna tell you something. When you pray to God, and you say, Lord, if you just do this, and Lord, if you just give me that, and Lord, you just praying and asking God for all kind of stuff. God, I do this. God, I do this. Lord, if you just do this, I do this. And baby, let me tell you something. When we start asking God for things, and God bring those things to pass, and He will bring it to your remembrance. This is what you prayed for. This is what you prayed for. I ask God, I want to be a better mom to my children, to my adult children. I want to guide them right. I want to lead them right. I want to give them the right direction. I want to know when I leave this earth that my children are one. They are one cohesive unit. Their bond is so strong that you can't break it. And I'm just telling God, this is what I want for my family. This is what I want for my children. This is what I want for my grandchildren. And I have been seeing God work on my son. I have been seeing God work on my daughter. I have been seeing God work on my oldest son. So I've been seeing God work on my children. I have seen God working on me. And I know when I start having feelings where I don't want to talk to people, when I don't want to listen at what someone has to say, I see myself slowly slipping away from some things. And some people, I see it. I see it every day. I felt it this morning. you know um Later on 11:30, I have going to the gym because I have a session today, and I am focused. I went to the gym yesterday and my body just ached. It just hurt so bad because I'm stagnant. I'm just not stuck, but I'm just complacent. And when you complacent is just a pretty word for lazy. And I'm just being lazy. But I can't say, well, Lord, I want to look like this and I want to be like this. I can't work on the eyes and the mouth and, half work on the body, go to the gym and then eat a whole Burger King sandwich. I can't do that. But if I want to be healthy, I can go to the gym and then go to Publix and get me a wrap or get me a salad, get me a sandwich without the bread, eat healthy. Go to the doctor day before yesterday. The doctor tell me for my age, everything is good and very good. Your cholesterol is good. all your enzyme, whatever, that's good. We were checking for diabetes. We're checking for all this stuff. Everything that I've seen is good. The only problem that I'm having, Miss Gray, I'm kind of a little worried about your weight. I say, yeah, me too. I'm worried about that too. So, he was explaining to me about my weight and stuff like that. So I say, well, I am going to the gym, but I haven't been very consistent with even going to the gym. Because some days I say I'm going to the gym and I get right back in my bed, or I go in there and make me a big breakfast, sit for an hour, then get right back in my bed. Because then I have the nigga itis, got to go to sleep because I done ate. So I say this year, it did for me. It started out with a bang. It started out with me like one crisis with my son, about my son and his issues. And then I'm worried about my grandkids. And, you know, um, then the closer it get for this demon to get in office. And oh man, then I just got wrapped up in so much stuff that didn't pertain to me, that wasn't even about me. I got so caught up in it, and I had to remember who I am and whose I am. I had to remember, say, cast all your burdens and all your cares. I had to learn how to be still. I had to learn how to be focused and redirect my anger, because I don't get mad. Dogs be mad. I might redirect my anger, redirect, use, um, change my verbiage, change my wording, use not to use, oh Lord, I ain't got this. So now I say, Lord, I may be short on some things, but I thank you for all things that I do have. Me and my daughter was talking about her car. And the car that I have now, she gave me that car. And um, I'm just as proud of my car, a 2004 Galant Mitsubishi, just like it was a 2025. I take pride in my car, and I appreciate my car. So we were talking about the bumper on her car. Young girl hit her car. I guess the little girl was on her way to school, had the music turned. My daughter said she had to have the music turned up so loud she couldn't even hear the horn blowing. And when they called, my daughter called the police. The girl, she told the girl to call her mom, and she gonna call the police while she called her mom. And come to find out, she knew the girl, who child that was. But she said, "Mom, it don't make a difference." She said, "My bumper is hanging off my car." So her friend came and did rig. You know how we got these people who know how to rig things up and got the bumper back on the car. So now she got to go get this bumper done again. This the third time that bumper has been fixed. So I was telling her, I said, "Ma'am," I said, "You know what? When you get ready to get you a new car, don't give me this car. Because this car done been through too much. This car done been through too much." And we laughed about it and we talked about it, and, try to keep your kids, um, be lighthearted. We go through situations. So just imagine what they go through. And then, my granddaughter didn't go to school the other day, and she said, "I just don't feel like going to school. I'm tired right now." So she said, "Okay, stay home." So I went to pick my son up from work the other day, and his oldest KJ didn't go to school. So and it wasn't nothing wrong with him. So I said, "Well, why KJ didn't go to school?" He told me it wasn't nothing wrong with him. I said, "Let me tell you something. You don't know what these children are going through, Because see, when parents going through stuff, they think they going through it by themselves. You know, your children, they little elephants, but they got big ears. They hear things, they see things. And we may think those kids don't understand. They don't have the level of understanding that we have, but they have some level of understanding to know that something is not right. And when we're going through something, they go through things just as well as we go through something. And I had to explain to my son, you know, he's a little person. He's a little human being. He goes through things as well. So if he don't feel like going to school today, for what if he need a mental day, he's allowed to have a mental day. He's allowed to have a mental day. So I had my grandkids over last night, where I had my granddaughter, Miss Kennedy, and Khalil over last night, while the big boys went with their dad to get their haircut. So I made dinner. We had spaghetti, corn on the cob, and what is it, garlic bread and stuff like that. So um, I was talking to my granddaughter, asking her how her day was, and you know, we just sitting here talking. And Khalil, he don't go to school yet, and he trying to pipe in. And I had got some things for Kennedy, so I said, well, you know, since I saw some clothes in the car that the dad had bought for the boys, so I said, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and give her things, because I had already gave the boys their things. You know, some people send in some donations, you know, they send in some money. So I spent what I spent on the kids to get them some underwear, some socks, and a couple of outfits, you know, for Kennedy, and another pair of shoes for, she's a girl, so it's so easy to shop for her. So I gave her all her things yesterday, and the boys got their hair cut and got their new things and stuff like that. And so I was telling, when everybody came back and they sat down and everybody was eating their dinner and stuff like that, and I called my grandson came and he said he didn't go to school. I said, why you didn't go to school? And he told me why he didn't go to school. So I said, let me tell you something. When you get home tonight, you go and you take you a bath, you get out what you're going to wear to school tomorrow, you get your clothes out, you get your shoes out, so you don't have to look for anything. Everything will already be laid out. And then I said, there I go again. You know, not only do we have to teach our children, we have to teach our grandchildren the way as well. And, you know, I know that I can't do what I did for my granddaughter. I know I can't do all the things that I did for her, because it's too many of them, and it was only one of her, and the time was different. I was younger, more agile, and uh was working. You know, we did the Universal Soul whenever that circus came to Miami. We always went to Miami. And it came back when my oldest granddaughter got a little older, and then, you know, not wanting to do that with me anymore, it started coming to Tampa. So I wish at that time it was coming to Tampa instead of Miami. So I used to take her to the they had a reading festival every year. And still now I have to take this girl to the reading festival, and she's a senior in high school. And that's how I taught her how to read. And that's how she learned to read, going to the reading festival, getting books and going to the library. So I say these are things that I can do with my grandkids. And I told my son, I said, you know, when these kids are out of school, they need to be in the library. They need to be at the Boys and Girls Club or the Stars Complex, somewhere other than being home running around in the neighborhood. You know, you got to teach them. You got to teach them. And you know, as a parent, and more so as a mother, more so as a mother, you know, a lot get dumped on us. A lot get dumped on us as mothers. And sometimes our children, we think our children, sometimes they make us feel like they can't stand us, that they hate us, that they loathe us. However, at the end of the day, they got to come back and say, Mom, I'm so sorry. Because my children have done it, especially my daughter. Because I let you be grown, honey. I just let you walk on out there and that, and I done told you when you go out there in that sea, this the shallow part. But the further you walk, it gets deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And then you don't want to be out there in that deepest part of the ocean and ain't got a lifeline, ain't got a raft, ain't got nothing. Ain't got nothing. So parents, moms, come on, beautiful ladies, you know, let's continue to do what we do as mothers. However, let's not neglect ourselves, being mothers, because, I don't have a significant other to pour into me. I don't have a husband, to pour into me, to encourage me, but I do have the word of the Lord. And when I get to a place where I cannot focus enough to read the word, I'm going to listen to thus says the Lord. And when you start listening to the word and when you start reading the word, I'm going to tell you, you get caught up. You get caught up and you start shaking that thing off. Then you start shaking that thing off. And a story always come to mind. I always got a story, right? Story always come to mind about this farmer who had this horse that was too old and didn't know what he wanted to do with the horse. Did he want to put him out, the unalive him, or did he just want him, when the grandkids come, they could ride around the yard, with the horse. And so one day the horse fell over in the well. And so uh, the farmer was looking down in the well and he was trying to figure out how I'm going to get this horse out this well. How am I going to get this horse? So one of his neighbors drove by and saw him and said, "What you looking at, Farmer John?" He said, "Well, my horse done got this dang horse done got down and fell down in this hole. And I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get him out." And so his neighbor said, "Well, he's an old horse anyway. Why don't we just fill the well up and, pipe the well up and, um, you know, he old, he ain't no, he's not useful anymore." So the farmer said, "Yeah, well, you're right. That's a good idea." So people start seeing them getting dirt, throwing it over in the well. So when they passing by, they get out, get their shovels and start digging and throwing sand over in the hole, trying to fill the well up. So the horse said, "You know what? I ain't ready not to be here no longer. I still got some more living to do." So every time dirt fell down there in that well and hit that horse on the back, he shook it off. He shook it off. And they kept digging and throwing it. He kept shaking it off, kept shaking it off. And then maybe about an hour later, the the horse had shook off so much dirt that he patted it under his feet and stepped out that well and stepped out that well. Sometimes we get into stuff so deep we don't know how we gonna get out of it. However, when you don't have a plan, God don't have no plan A, plan B, plan C. God don't need all them plans. Because God said, "I know the thoughts that I have towards you." So when it ain't time for you to go, you ain't going nowhere. There's some things that I need you to do. So I need you to shake it off. Shake it off. And Jesus told his disciples, "I want y'all to go out to each house. And if nobody don't accept this word that I'm trying to give them, trying to give them life and life more abundantly, if they don't accept it, shake the dust off and keep moving." And as a woman, as a mother, as a child of God, as a woman of God, that's what I have to do. Sometimes I have to deny my feelings. Sometimes I feel like crying, but I have to hold that cry in. And then I remember God takes those tears and he bottles those tears up. God know my thoughts. God know my heart. God know me. So when I talk to God openly. I talk to God freely. I step in front of God butt naked and raw. Because he know me. He knew me before the beginning begun. He already knew it was going to be a Maritha. And he knew Zakiya was going to be my mom. He knew Edna was going to be my great grandma. He knew Maritha Senior was going to be my great grandma. And he know Mary Frazier was going to be my great great grandma. He knew all of that. So when we're going through something, I don't like to hear people say, "Well, I don't know, Ma. I just don't know, Ma." And when my children start telling me, "I don't know," and I tell them, "Yeah, you do know. You don't want to face what it is you know." So you say, "Well, I just don't know what to do about this." You know what to do about a situation. You know what to do about a situation. You just don't want to do what it is that you have to do. You don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. You don't want to put somebody in their place. Well, if I say this, if I do that, she gonna get upset. You know what? She gonna be disappointed. They gonna be disappointed if I don't do this. You know what? I'm gonna disappoint so many people this year from January 25th, 2025. I'm gonna disappoint so many people from January to December. And from now on, I'm gonna be disappointing a lot of people. Because before I disappoint myself or hurt myself, not to hurt somebody else, no, baby, you gonna get it. You gonna get it. You gonna get the disappointment if you're waiting for me. Because I am at a point in my life. I'm at a point in my life right now to where I've always been selfish, but I'm just a different type of selfish now. I ain't got time for the bullshit. I ain't got time for the nonsense. And if you're not adding or multiplying to my life, that means you're subtracting and dividing. So, I don't know what plans you got for me. But see, when I pray to God, I ask God to supersede anything somebody got planned against me. Let it reverse that thing like we playing Uno. Reverse and pull 3 cards. Reverse and play and pull 3 cards. So we got to start being good to ourselves. We got to be good to ourselves mentally. We have to start being good to ourselves physically. Yeah, I got to stop eating those morning danishes, what you have with your coffee and your scrambled eggs and your bacon and stuff like that. Things that you could have a cheat day where you can eat anything you want to eat. But other days we got to be sensible. And I tell you this, going to the gym, once I get in and I start moving around, it start feeling good. And then when I start being said, well, I don't have to go today. Once we stop being so complacent and it start being on a schedule, doing things, even we don't feel like doing things, and that's where I am. I don't want to go to the gym, but you know what? I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do that because I have to keep my head clear for the nonsense that people try to bring my way. Then I have to keep my head clear so when one of my children, my grandchildren, or even a friend present me with something that's a problem to them, I want to be able to help them not figure it out, not wonder about it. Let's work it out. Because everything for every problem, there is a solution. There is not one problem that does not have a solution. It may be a process getting to that solution, but nevertheless, there is a solution. For every problem, there is an answer. And for every action, there is a reaction. And after that reaction, there's consequences behind your actions. For me, for my children, for you, for us, for we, for them. It's for everybody. AK Ms. AK 1908. Well, what's up, girl? Good morning. Thank you for being here. That's beautiful, 90. Who made it to 90? Who made 85 Monday? Just well, happy belated birthday, 85 years old. Woo, child, Lord. I just pray, ask God to give me longevity. I do. I pray and ask for longevity because you know what, my granddaughter graduating school, Lord, and I want to be here to see that. And I want to be there when she's unpacking, her dorm, to go in her dorm and get to go to watch her, be a cheerleader at FAM or Florida State or wherever it is that she want to go, and I want to watch her graduate, not only high school. I want to watch her graduate college. I want to see how she's going to navigate life. I want to see KJ and Kennedy and Kenneth and Kendrick and Khalil and Adonis. I want to see them grow up. I want to see them play football or whatever it is they want to do in life. And I want them after they done, I want them to come and say, "Hey, Nana, you seen that, Nana? Where Nana at?" I want them to do that. I want to be here to see. I want to be here to see all of that. I want to be here to see all of that. And 94, 85 years old, that is a blessing from God. And I can tell you, these are some good women of God. They are faithful because you know what? When I see people in general, Jimmy Carter just passed away 100 and some years old. When I see people that's 85, 90, longevity, they treated people good in their life. They did the right, everything they did maybe have not been the right thing or the best thing, but they did what thus says the Lord. They did more good than they did not good. And when people have longevity like that, that is a honor. That is a privilege. And we supposed to give homage to our elders. We're supposed to look out for our elders when they get to those ages where, I tell people, they say, "You go to church all the time." Of course, I go to church because in the Bible it tells you is there's going to be a day, work while it's day, because when night comes, you can't see. So, in other words, it was just like saying, when you're young, do what all you need to do. It's because it's going to come a day when I'm not going to be able to drive myself to church anymore. It's going to become a day when I may not even be able to go in my kitchen and cook for myself no more. It's going to come every day God allows me to be above ground. It's going to become a day where all my needs, I'm not going to be able to fulfill those needs. I'm going to have to rely and depend on someone to give me a bath, someone to comb my hair, someone to put on my eyelashes. I'm going to have to depend on somebody to do for me what I used to do for myself. And so I take great honor and sitting next to a older person that's 80, 90 years old. I be besides myself in church when Mother Crawford come to church, because I sit beside her because I want some of that goodness just to rub off on me, just a touch from her, you know, just touch me, I say, touch me in the morning. Oh, and I know I'm gonna be all right. Some of that goodness and that greatness just to rub off on me. So I congratulate that on the times we did ours. It was an emergent unless I have to take care of my big mama and aunt dog baby. They are 90. Oh, 94-year-old twins. Oh man, that's something right there. That's something right there. Girl, God. And I got a friend right now that's pretty much doing the same thing. Her mom and her aunt. She's there for her mom. She's there for her aunt. She's pretty much there for everybody. And we were talking about that yesterday after we had left Silver Sneakers. And she said, "Just pray for me, girl. Just pray for me." And I said, "You know what? God got something for her. God got something, because she's not doing it grudgingly. She's not doing it grudgingly. She's doing it because, we honor our parents, by doing for them what they can't do for themselves anymore, because they did for us when we couldn't. They whopped our behind when we were able to whop our behind. They were up with us many a nights. They walked the floor with roration of many nights about us. So you know what, AK Miss AKA, 1908, girl, I applaud you. And I pray that God continually give you the strength and everything else that you need. I pray that God give you the deliverance, the strength, and the peace and the fortitude to just keep on doing and doing what is right in God's eyesight. Not what man say, not what man think, but what God says. And God gonna direct you, girl. You're a good one. You are a good one. You are a good one. I'm telling you, you are a good one. Even though me and my mom right now are not as close as we used to be, you know, I'm there for my mom. Whenever my mom needs me, I am there for my mom. And see, I'm still teaching my kids when I, because they don't understand how can you be there for somebody and they treat you like that, because that's my mom. What I couldn't do for me, she did. That's my mom. Regardless of how she treat me or what she says negative towards me, that's still my mom. I don't bite talk my mom. I do tell her how I feel. I don't curse my mom when I'm talking, but I let her know how I feel. I am an adult child. I have feelings. I have children. I have grandchildren. I'm just like you. I'm somebody's mother and I'm someone's grandmother. So you would treat me the way that you would expect and want me to treat you. So we're constantly teaching our children. We're constantly teaching our children. We're constantly teaching the people around us. We teach people how to speak to us. We teach people how to treat us. If you don't treat yourself good, and if you allow any and everything to come at you any way that they want to, you teaching them how to treat you because you're allowing them to treat you the way that they treat you. If you don't speak up on your own behalf, who's gonna do for who gonna do it for you? Who gonna do it for you? And there may be some situations, there may be some situations that a person feel like, well, I can't do this. And see, that is a word that we need to take out of our vocabulary. I can't. I can't. My children, when they were growing up, I would put on the refrigerator. We do not use the word I can't. You got homework. Well, Mom, I don't know how to do that. I can't do that. The devil is a lie. You go to school every day. And what you think that teacher is there for? Now, if you got a problem, they're asking the question, let me know. And then I'll go to the teacher and I have a talk with the teacher. Me and the teacher have a conference. Because I want to know why you're not answering the question when the question is being asked. And I want to know why you're not asking the question that you don't understand. So y'all need to work this thing out. Y'all need to work this thing out. So when a question is asked, you answer the question. And when you need a question answered, you ask the question. It's just that simple. It is just that simple. But in the meantime, and in between time, ladies, don't be overburdened, not even with your children's stuff. We could pray. We're going to continue to pray for our children. We're going to pray for our grandchildren. We're going to pray for our husband. We're going to pray for our wives. We're going to pray for our family. We're going to pray. We're going to continue. God said, the word tell us, let praise continually be in your mouth. That don't mean you got to be in a crowd praying, oh Lord, I need this. Oh Lord, thank you for this. Oh Lord, help me with this. No, you could think, Lord, I need deliverance. God know what you need deliverance from. Oh Lord, please you could say it in your mind, Lord, please give me the strength just to bear this day. Lord, the Lord know why you asking for strength. Lord, just one more time, just one more time, just one more time, Father God. Forgive me for my thoughts, my trespasses. Forgive me as I forgive others. So you can't ask God for forgiveness and you're not willing to forgive somebody else. You got to not only be true to yourself, you're going to have to be true to God too, because see, God knows all, sees all, and is everywhere at the same time. So there's not pretty much that you can get, there's nothing that really that you can get over on God. Because if he know you before the beginning begun, don't you know he know the words that you're going to speak before you even speak them? The thoughts that you're going to have before you even think to think them. He already know them. So it's Friday. The work should be easy and the burden should be light. It's Friday. Celebrate you. Celebrate you and all that you have accomplished as a mom, as a grandmom, as a woman. Celebrate yourself. If you can't do, and I was telling my daughter today, this morning, I was telling her, she said, I don't want nobody feeling like they done got over on me and this, that, and I said, girl, let me tell you something. People can think what the hell they want to think, because we living in a country where you could think what you want to think and say whatever the hell it is that you want to say. Let them think what they want to think, because when you messing with a child of God, baby, you causing harm to yourself when you bother with a true child of God. You causing detriment to yourself. So let her post whatever she want to post. And then what I want you to do is tell your friends. Don't call me with nothing else. Don't tell me nothing else this girl say, because it's making me angrier. It's getting me more frustrated, and I'm just at a place where I could just do some bodily harm. So while she telling me that, I said, but why you thinking about doing some bodily harm right now? Let me tell you, I can't take care of your child the way you take care. You're gonna miss seeing your child graduate from high school. You're gonna miss your child going to prom. You're going to miss your child going to college. You're going to miss everything that's concerning your child. You're going to miss it. Only because you allowed something and someone to control your feelings and control your thought. And I asked her, are you a thermostat or are you a thermometer? Because the thermostat sets the temperature. And whatever you set the temperature at, that's what the thermometer is going to be. So the thermostat is in control. So are you the thermostat or the thermometer? Are you an eagle or are you a turkey? Are you going to glide in the clouds and go wherever the wind blows? Or are you going to be a turkey just in the barnyard with your head all up and it's raining and you too dumb to get up the rain? Are you a thermostat? Are you a thermometer? Are you an eagle or just a barnyard bird? Can't get no higher than the ground. You got to determine those sort of things. So I asked her, and she said, well, Mom, you know what? I just want to thank you. Thank you, Mom. I love you so much. And I said, I love you more. Have a good day. And I was laying there, couldn't go back to sleep. I said, well, let me just get up and talk about this. Because, sometimes as parents, we do go through things with our children. We go through things. But at the end of the day, we are still mother and daughter. We are still mother and daughter. And I'm going to be there till I can't be there anymore. And I'm going to do whatever it is that I have to do as a mother. Sometimes I have to be harsh. Don't like it. However, that's something that I have to do. And I have to remind her, I don't care how old you get, you'll never be older than me. You will never be older than me. Say what you must, sweetheart, but don't be disrespectful. Don't be disrespectful. So as we go on our journey, as we journey along this way today, today Friday, y'all. The day is January 17th. We are already halfway through this month of the new year. So with the new hope, there's new fears, but there ain't no but. However, as long as we got hope We're going to hope for the best, and we're going to expect the best. We're going to receive it, and we're going to claim the best. And we're going to be the best. We're going to be better than we was yesterday. We're going to live this day out. We're going to enjoy this day. We're going to walk like we walking on sunshine, baby. Living our life like it's golden. It ain't about the material things you got to make you feel like you're somebody. It's your self-worth, your self-respect that makes you somebody. So, in the meantime, and in between time, I love listening to you and enjoying your prayers and conversation. So keep on your upward journey. Thank you, Evelyn. And I promise y'all, I'm gonna be so much better. I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna do better because I'm gonna try. No, I ain't gonna try. I'm gonna be more consistent. I need for my kids to be in a better place. I need for everybody, my family, to be in a better place. I need for the people that I call friends. I want them to be in a better place, a better headspace. I just want the best for everybody. What I want for myself, I want it more so for other people. I want it. Am I my brother's keeper? Am I my sister's keeper? Hail to the yes. I am my brother and my sister's keeper. If I can't lift you up, if I can't tell you something right, I will not tell you something wrong. Before I tell you to go and do something that's going to be detrimental not only to you, but to your family as well, I'll tell you nothing. I'll say nothing. I'll be just like those three little monkeys in the office. I will see nothing. I will hear nothing, and I will say nothing. That's just the type of person I am. We're going into a beautiful weekend. I don't know what the weather is where you are, but here in Florida and Cape Coral, we've been having something. It's been kind of cold and I live kind of near the water because Cape Coral is like a lot of canals, but then we have the Caloosahatchee, and one side is like the Caloosahatchee, and then I'm right here on the on the Gulf of Mexico. So the water, we getting that cold. When it's cold, we get that breeze from the water and stuff like this. So it's been pretty cold, and I've been dreading going out because I like the cold better than I do the hot. At least I can take off if I get too over hot without I put on too many clothes to be warm. I can take some of those layers off. And so January is a reorganizing month. It's a redirecting month. It's a refocusing, regrouping, month. And so at the end of January, I can see clear. I can see a little clear. Every day I see a little clear and a little clear and a little clear. So I say peace to you today. And whatever you do it to the fullest. Do it to the best of your ability. I love you. If nobody ain't told you that today, this week, I love you, and God loves you more. So peace out, deuces, and I'll holler. And when I holler back. Peace. Love you guys. Have a good morning. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. Have a good life. Bye.